Hello, and thanks for tapping in with Sia. All right, today I just want to tell you don't give up yet. Don't give up before you reach your goal, before you get to your finish line. Okay? I started this channel again to share with you guys my journey towards happiness and some things that I do that may be controversial to my previous beliefs or societal beliefs or family beliefs. But at this point on my journey to happiness, it's going to be rocky. And that's one thing we have to learn to get past is our limited thinking and beliefs. And sometime in limiting that part of your life is going to be a domino effect, which we're going to continue to talk about domino effects throughout this video. Okay? So, change. And around 2018, I want to say, I started going down health wise in 2018. And my health was just horrible. I was just running. I didn't even know what day it was sometimes because I was just doing too much. And when I look back on it, I'll think about how in the world was I able to do all of these things. So I'm working full-time as a program director. I'm in school full-time in grad school. I have 2 teenage daughters. I'm helping my family with everything they need, my siblings, and it's just very challenging. I was teaching as well, a vocational school, teaching at a vocational school. So I didn't have time for life. I didn't have time to pour back into myself. I was just giving, right? And so around April 2019, I was talking to my best friend, and we used to go out to dinner regularly, just to talk, to hang out, just to get some air, to debrief. And so I told her, like, I want to change in my life, and to start that change, I know that some things have to happen. And those things that need to happen are going to help me in my life. So I told her, you know what, I'm going to redo my vision board. And previous to that, I don't know if I saw it on social media or if I was reading it somewhere, but I was always reading something. If it wasn't for my program to get new curriculum, if it was for me doing research for my students, or if it was me doing research for myself being a student. So I was always looking at new things. And so I learned about calendars, and we're really supposed to have 13 months and 28 days in our calendar. And I learned that a lot of people, when they begin new things like New Year's resolutions and things like that, usually they don't work out in January because that is not the new year. The new year is in the spring, and we know the months of the year because we look at the animals. So whenever the birds and the bees and the trees are blossoming and blooming, that's spring, hence spring cleaning, because that's when you kind of reset. All right. So that's the background where I got that from. So it was around April, and I told her I was going to change. So I went to my vision board, and most of the things that was there, I had accomplished. So I was proud of myself. But it was just convoluted. It was just too much stuff. And that's when I learned why I was so tired and stressed. I was trying to do too many different things all at once. All right. So that's where that concept is too. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you pray for. So I took my vision board off, and one thing that I wanted was a partner, a life partner, a mate that was going to enhance me, make me stronger, that was goal oriented. But my vision board before, it didn't have certain qualities that I wanted in a husband. You get what I'm saying? They had other qualities that I didn't need to make me a better me. So I revised those qualities. So I want you guys to look deeper and see, okay, what do I want? Am I saying you can't ask for someone attractive? I didn't say that at all. But in your journey, when you ask for someone attractive, what does that look like? How is their maintenance? Are they in the beauty salon more than you? Do they want to get their nails done and manicured more than you? So when we say certain things, we have to be aware of what we're really saying. So again, I'm not telling you don't ask for someone handsome, strong, that have muscles and things like that. All I'm saying is be understanding and knowledgeable of what you're saying and what you're asking for. All right. So, in April, I cut off my hair pretty much bald. And so I was just going through so much, going through a divorce and all that. And so I told my friend that I shared with you guys in another video that I was going to be open more to dating. So I cleaned out half of my closet, my dressers. Remember, I initiated change of thinking, how I felt about relationships, and not I need a man like this or I need a person like that. I started saying I'm going to be the best wife, the best this. I'm going to improve myself. I'm going to be more of what a wife is to me and what that looks like to me. So then I start thinking, dang, when I start researching and reflecting on these questions that I was thinking, I start writing these questions down, and I'm like, well, how would my husband want me to be? So then I start doing more research on men's view of relationships instead of a woman's view. And so then I start becoming what a strong man needs. So what does a strong man need by his side? So I start practicing to become that. Okay. So when I was open to dating, I start talking to him. We met on Facebook, and we was talking ever since. And so from me changing my vision board, it was other areas that I wanted to work on in my life, be family, social, finances, my career, this YouTube channel that's been on there for a while. But I wasn't prepared for certain things to happen. So I'm posting these videos to share my experience towards happiness and what I went through to gain happiness. Now I'm maintaining happiness, okay? And so for me to gain and maintain, it took me 5 years to understand that once that first domino hit, it's going to be a chain reaction. And that chain reaction was towards better health, better wealth, better understanding what life is about, not worrying about what other people think and how they feel. But with that being said, I became depressed because I was grieving over not being able to do those things. Now, it wasn't that I wanted those things in my life, because some of those things were causing problems in my life. It was the change component. Sometimes change is important for growth. Not sometimes, all times. Nothing is ever going to be the same. And we going to come around back to that. So for about 5 years, from 2019 up until last year, I used to cry mostly every day. I was, like I said, depressed. I was having suicidal thoughts. I had issues at work. I started having issues at home with the kids, with friends, with finances, being homeless, sleeping in a garage, trying to get married. Um, I quit my job for making thousands of dollars a month to now I don't even know how much money I'm gonna get. So every area of my life in the past 5 years was ups and downs. And people don't understand why I really don't care anymore. And it's not that I don't care to the point where I just don't care and I'm depressed. I don't care, meaning I understand that a lot of things I can't control. I can only control this, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on. The other stuff really doesn't matter. So again, I could have gave up on that 3rd year. I could have gave up on that 4th year. I could have even gave up on that 5th year. But I'm telling you, don't give up. Keep your eye on the prize. Okay? That stands when they say no pain, no gain. They say all of those things for a reason. But when you, like I tell you guys, I sit and I think on questions would lead to other questions. And one question that I had to realize is when you saying no pain, no gain, sometimes you didn't really have to go through that pain. You know, people warned you, TV shows warned you, God warns you in the Bible. Whatever your higher powers and whatever you believe, there are warnings along the way that protect us from not going through certain situations, right? But sometimes we are stuck in wanting everything to be the same. Well, that's how I am. Well, that's how she is. Well, that's how it's just going to be. But you got to understand that that is not true. In this life, we have to always understand that everything is going to change. That's why they have loopholes. That's what a loophole is. It's telling you for the most part it's going to be the same, but there's just a little 1%. That little one crack where change, that one speck of change could go a long way. All right. So, reflect on questions to yourself. Do I have limited thinking? Is my thinking the way I think limiting me in life financially? Is it limiting me mentally, physically, socially? Okay. When you doing your vision boards, are you limiting yourself? Or what do you really, really, truly want? Be honest. Are you just wanting something because someone else has it? What is your dream life? What does that really look like to you? So, um, when we think about change, and when we think about being stuck, and when we think about not wanting that change, but every single thing in life is going to change at one point in time. All right. So, why are we fearful of such changes? What is the music we listening to? What is the people? Who are the people we are around? Okay. What type of work do we do? All these things have an impact on our life. Because growing up a certain way, listening to a type of music, you might be scared to go to certain cities or whatever because the music you're listening to, or if you're watching the news, or the people you're around. If you work in the medical field during COVID, were you relieved for certain things, or were you more stressed because you know how it works, and vice versa with law enforcement? How do people in law enforcement think? What is their thinking like? Does that impact their decisions that they make at home in their personal lives? So reflect on those questions. And all of these questions that you're reflecting on is going to help you gain happiness, okay? Because when you know better, you tend to do better. And sometimes when you do better, then it forces other things to be better. So again, we talk about that chain reaction, that domino effect. So a lot of times, like I said, music and sometimes religion can make you afraid of certain things. I know a lot of people, like when I was studying therapy and becoming a counselor and a therapist, and you learn about marriage counseling and things like that. A lot of people who are very religious have issues in the bedroom, and that's because they bring their religion into the bedroom, and sometimes that's hurtful. A lot of people, didn't masturbate growing up because they think, they're gonna go to hell or whatever. But who knows? Because don't ask me. I don't have the answer to that. You're gonna have to ask your own higher power, and you're gonna have to do your own research. Okay. That's why they say anger and fear are low vibrations, because those are two things that hold you back from change. Okay, anger and fear will hold you back from change. Wisdom and strength are the things that I strive to have, because the wisdom is actually applying that knowledge. It's actually taking action and using it. Okay, I know what harmful effects pork have, but I'm still eating bacon here and there. Why eat it? I have the knowledge, but I'm not using it, so I'm not being wise. So most times we do have that knowledge, but we choose not to use it, and that's when we have a lack of wisdom. So let's practice using that wisdom and using that knowledge, so we can enjoy and embrace change, so we can make better, wiser decisions, and we can use those resources, we can use those gifts along the way, we can use those experiences and change it into something positive to learn from it. That way we won't be repeating things. When we repeat things over and over and we having the same issues for years and years, 5 years, 10 years, it's like, dang, it's some friends that my mom, that's, some of my mom friends, and it's like, you're still old and lonely after all these years. You never got married. You always sad. You always going through something, and it's been all of these years. Why are you still like this? Why? 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 So is fear or hurt or anger or sadness stopping you and making you be stuck? Do you need to make some changes in your life? Physically, mentally, socially, spiritually? All right. And so, with all that being said, we want to make sure when we're doing our vision board and when we're setting our goals that we are conscious of what we're doing, what we're asking for. Okay? So, reflect on your life in different areas. Reflect solely physically, reflect mentally, verbally, spiritually. And so, what if you don't finish your vision board in one day? So, what if you don't finish it in a week, a month? It might take you even a year, but who says you have time limits? That's one thing about your journey. You're going to learn things at different times, just like a puzzle, right? Along the way, you're collecting these pieces to this puzzle, and some pieces you have no idea where it goes, right? And sometimes you may lose a piece or misplace a piece. Those are the same as memories, or when you meet people in the grocery store and they might tell you some information and you be like, oh, thank you, and you forget about it. And then 10 years later, you might remember what that person said from all of those years ago. Okay? So make sure you check in with yourself and reflect on memories and situations, and use that time to meditate. And some people, They don't like meditation because they don't like what comes along with silence. So reflect on that. Why do I have a hard time meditating? Is it that I have a hard time with it being silent? The crazy thing is, everywhere where I grew up is a train. So my grandma house, by my mom house, now where I live now, is always a train. So trains, like here in metros or subways, it doesn't really bother me, and it's not hard for me to sleep. But for some people, it is. So, are you having trouble meditating because you grew up in the city, and when you go in those areas of just pure quietness, it feels uncomfortable? Or is it the other way around? You need peace and quiet, and the sounds outside of that um, disturb you. But I'll tell you this, when you just start meditating, either one of those things won't be an issue once you've made it a habit, once you got started, once you just start doing it. So, whatever the excuse is for you not to do it, let's stop even thinking about those. Let's think of all the reasons why you should do it. Why should you start your goal? You can't cry over spilled milk, and it is what it is. But I let 10 years go by with all the why I'm not ready to start my YouTube channel. And with this channel, I wanted my channel to reach a lot of people because I want to show the world how to spread love. And how to spread love is if you're happy. If I'm happy with myself, I'm automatically going to be happy, and it's going to rub off on other people. So that's spreading love. Spreading love is happiness. And sometimes you know you're doing it, and sometimes you don't. So that's what I would like this channel to do, is spread love. So in spreading love, I hope that anything I say, that you don't take it offensively. Everything that I'm saying is out of love and peace and joy. So until next time, tap in to wellness, tap into healing, and then automatically that happiness is going to be the consequence. All right. So thanks for tapping in with Sia. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any comments, please shoot it in the comment box. I will respond. I'm getting used to all this technology posting and all that good stuff. So bear with me, all right? And thank you for watching. Have a good night, morning, day.